Hello and welcome. This is Pylons with Opinions, Episode 2. I'm your co-host, Fulton Logan, alongside my friend Aaron Hodgson. Haji, how the cats and kittens doing?
I guess we're gonna jump right into the Tiger King talk.
Oh, yeah,
wow,
I'm all over
this is sweeping the nation. This is a hot commodity right now. This Tiger King documentary. I must say I'm not a big docuseries guy or not a big docuseries guy, but I really enjoyed this. I wouldn't actually, I wouldn't say I enjoyed it. It was just too fucked up for me not to take my eyes off the TV.
Yeah, no, first of all, thank you for recommending this show. When I started it, I was like, I could see myself getting into this, but at the same time, what the fuck am I watching?
That's what I said.
It's kind of like it's, I don't know, it gets you hooked, but at the same time, it's kind of like, am I really watching this?
Yeah, I watched it, I think it was Thursday or Friday night, and I banged out the whole series that night. And after I was done watching it, I pressed stop, and then I looked around and I was like, what the fuck did I just watch? I'm trying to fathom, how that was actually real life. They're just a bunch of cartoon characters running around on a show.
I know, man. I'm only 4 episodes deep, so I'm not. You know way more about it than I do.
Oh yeah. And by the way, for anybody that hasn't watched the show and wants to watch the show, this is the spoiler alert. We'll put the timestamp in the description and where you can fast forward to if you don't want to know anything about what we're about to talk about. But so that's your spoiler alert. So you've been warned.
Well, I don't really have any spoilers. This is just kind of funny to me. But when they were sitting in Carol's house, Carol Baskin's living room.
Yeah.
And it was her husband sitting on the couch, and a guy who, I mean, we've talked about this. I'm not sure if he's a narrator or what's going on there. Or the host, I guess. But they're all just sitting there watching these commercials that Carol and her husband made. And I think it's Carol singing about tigers. And do you ever watch a show and there's just a scene in the show and you feel secondhand embarrassment? And you're just kind of you have to either mute it until it's over, or pause it and just be take a deep breath and be like, all right, I'm about to watch some pretty fucked up shit. That was me when I was watching this part, because man, she was right into it, watching herself on these commercials singing, and I was just like, this is not good at all.
Yeah, you talk about Carol singing. I mean, the first thing I did after watching it was try to go to Apple Music and see if old Joe Exotic's tunes were on Apple Music for me to download. Holy fuck, what a country star he could be, eh?
Man saw a tiger, tiger saw a man.
I thought, I'm not even gonna lie, his songs are actually some of them were half decent. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm sitting there, I'm listening to them, I'm like, all right, I could see myself listening to this.
Dude, it's so auto-tuned.
But no, apparently it's not even him singing. He had 2 people go into his studio and sing for him, and then he just mouthed the words. There's parts in the music videos they show, he's not even actually singing the words. He has no idea what the words are. That's how fucked he is. What a cartoon character.
Dude, because I mean, to own that many tigers, you got to be a little bit, I don't know.
You're going to be a little tapped. You're going to be a little tapped in the head. I'm sorry. I'm going to be blunt about it. You got to be tapped. You have to be tapped in the head.
And man, there's people getting attacked by them and stuff, and they were just like, oh yeah, I'm fine. I'm like, you're fine. Your whole arm's gone.
Yeah,
he's I'm fine.
There's one part he's sitting in the cage and the tiger just makes a beeline for him and jumps on his back and takes him out. And he's like, oh, what are you doing? What are you doing, you little rascal? I'm like, that's a fucking beast. What the hell are you talking about?
I know. I was picturing myself in that situation, getting in the cage full of just tigers and lions. And I was like, if the lion made eye contact with me and started running towards me, I'd be like, oh, fuck. And I would just turn around and just get the hell out of there as fast as I could, dude.
I'd shit my pants if I saw that tiger running at me like that. But there's one part I can't wait for you to watch. They play a prank on him when he's in the tiger cage doing like one of his videos. They spray cologne on his fucking shoe. I'm not gonna spoil what happens for you, but I was crying laughing. It was so funny. It was honestly, it was kind of awful to be laughing about, but it was also so funny. So I look forward to you watching that part, because you're gonna know exactly what I'm talking about when you watch it.
I'm probably. How many episodes are there? Do you know?
7.
Okay,
I think there's 7 or 9. I think 7 though.
Okay. Yeah. Then I'm just gonna bang that out tonight after this. Then I think.
Oh, you got it. It
Dude.
gets so good.
And then we'll probably be back on to talk about it next week. Once I know what happens.
But you're fair enough for me to ask you this question though. Do you think Carol killed her ex-husband?
Oh, I don't know what to believe, because they're all kind of like a little bit psychotic, where it's like I'm trying to follow the stories and I'm trying to figure out if Joe Exotic's killed anybody, and I'm trying to figure out if Carol has it in her to kill anybody, and I just don't know. But like at the same time, like I'm like thinking about that in my head, but at the same time I'm trying to watch the show and see what's going on, and then it'll be like I'll have like a 5-minute gap where I'm like, oh shit, I just missed everything that happened in the show, because I'm wondering if Joe Exotic's, if he's a murderer. So like I'm kind of on the side that she did, just because like I don't know, man, like you gotta watch the show to kind of like have it explained for you. But like I kind of think she did, but at the same time I'm just like, well, Joe's just gonna get, caught for murdering somebody too, so like it's all gonna even itself out in the end. But I don't really know, dude. At this point, I'll tell you after tonight. I'll send you a text after, and I'll be like, I knew it or I didn't know it.
I absolutely think 100% she fed her ex-husband to a tiger.
Jesus.
Like absolutely 1000%, she fed him to a tiger, and a tiger ate him for breakfast.
And now he's just, his remains are down in the septic tank.
Yep, after the tiger shit it out. Yep, she just threw it down in the septic tank. There's no way you will not make me believe any other way that he died. He did not jump out of a plane. He did not get pushed out of a plane. He didn't get shot wherever the hell he was going with his plane. Nope. A tiger ate him. And Carol fed it to it for breakfast.
Well, you actually watched the show. Are you spoiling it for me, or are you just...
I'm not spoiling anything.
Speculating. Okay.
No, they don't. No, I'm not spoiling anything.
Okay. All right. Well,
my take has nothing to do with the outcome of the show. That's just my opinion.
Dude, yeah, I could see like it being like a disappointing ending to the show. If I'm being honest with you, like I could just see it being like one of those write-ups at the end of a show where it's like this happened, this happened, this happened, and this time.
Oh no!
But you don't actually see it.
Oh no! No! Okay. Oh no! It gets good.
All right.
It gets better. Alrighty.
Well, good. We'll have more to talk about next week then for sure on that topic. But
absolutely.
In the meantime, I guess we'll get right into it. If this is your first time, congratulations. Pylons with Opinions is a weekly podcast where we debate some hot topics in sports and other aspects of life that are completely opinion-based, as we have zero credibility. If participating in the show interests you, you can follow us on Twitter and Instagram at PylonsPod and submit topics and questions. Reminder that it's staff parking only outside and violators will be towed. Haji, our first topic here that I wanted to talk to you about. So it's all over all the sports apps, all, Twitter, all that. If this MLB season does end up getting canceled, MLB free agents from this previous offseason will become free agents again this coming offseason if the season is canceled. So I wanted to ask you if that's going to affect anything in terms of where they signed already. Do you think guys are going to sign somewhere else? Do you think contracts are going to get changed, or do you think it's just kind of like a step in them re-signing wherever? So
I'm just trying to get this straight, that I got this right before I start talking like a moron. So somebody that was a free agent before this season started, yeah, will be a free agent for the next season if this season was to get canceled. Right. So okay, so like someone Mookie like Betts, or go ahead.
Mookie Betts will become a free agent again if this season does not play out.
What about would Garrett Cole become a free agent again, or because he's already
Yeah.
signed?
Yeah. Every guy that was a free agent becomes a free agent again.
Okay. I
So
think
I talked to him.
Go ahead.
I talked to him like a Dodger, like a friend who's a Dodgers fan, and he was freaking out about it. He was like, "Man, I will fucking flip if Mookie goes back to Boston."
I don't
I
think
was
he
like,
will.
"It's just not gonna happen." No, I don't think anyone's gonna sign anywhere else. Is the thing.
No, I don't think anybody will. I don't think that'll really affect too much. Like, I think people like Garrett Cole, he'll sign back with the Yankees. Like, people that are with the teams already, I think they'll just sign back. Like, I don't think anything will change. Unless I don't know, unless something goes down with this team that they're with right now, or some team comes in and really wows them. That's the only way I can really see that happening.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't really see that affecting too much. So if you are a Dodgers fan, I don't think you have too much to worry about. But what the fuck do I know?
Well, I'm thinking about it, and now that Mookie Betts went over in a trade.
I don't think he's going back to Boston, but he might go somewhere else.
Well, Mookie went as. How does that work? He must have been a restricted free agent then, because Mookie went over to L.A. in a trade
Yeah,
with David Price.
that's because he
And
was gonna get a big payday, or he was looking for a big payday, and Boston couldn't really pay him, right?
yeah, so they just traded him. And like, I mean, well, that's one case scenario where that's literally not going to affect anything. But like free agency, like it's so different from a trade where a trade you could get traded to somewhere you don't want to be. Like think about like back in 2015, Troy Tulowitzki gets traded to the Blue Jays and he's not happy about it. So like if that season got canceled for whatever reason, he'd be going back to Colorado. Like he wouldn't be re-signing in Toronto.
No, not a chance. And I'd let him.
But like, no, let him walk. Garrett Cole though, like I can't see him, re-signing, or I can't see him signing with like a team other than New York. He just got a huge fucking payday.
Think he's gonna go back to Houston?
Yeah, no chance, not at this point. But like, yeah, so I don't really think it's gonna affect anything. But hey, speaking of Houston,
while
we're on the topic of MLB, Houston, I have a lot of questions for the Houston Astros. And starts with...
Go ahead, sorry.
It just starts with what the fuck, basically.
I think, honestly, this season, like, if it was to get canceled somehow, I don't think it will, because I think by the time, like, June, July rolls around, this is kind of going to be past. Yeah. The coronavirus, I think it's going to pass over. So I don't think the MLB season will be canceled, but that would probably be the best thing for the Astros if the season was canceled, just to give more people time to forget, because that's the best thing for an organization to have to do when something bad goes, like, people like Barry Bonds and the steroids and all that stuff. Like, people forget with time. That's the best thing for organizations, is time. So that would probably be the best thing for them, is if the season got canceled, but it won't. And I don't think they're going to be signing any free agents anytime soon. I think it's going to be a hard time for them to keep players that they have right now. But I really hope it doesn't get canceled, because I do plan on putting on money down for how many times they get beamed.
Oh, buddy. I'm interested in finding out how I can watch as many Houston Astros games as I can, especially when they play like teams like the Yankees. And
I can't wait for them to play the Dodgers.
Do they play the Dodgers? Because that'd be something to look up for sure. If they play them in the regular season,
I don't know, because that's AL, NL, and I don't know how much that happens. But if that was to happen, I think that'd be the most televised game this year. Like, that would get more, like, that'd be viewed more, I think, than the World Series.
Dude, I just don't understand, like, the fact that once they got caught, like, obviously they were trying to defend themselves about it, and they were saying, like, oh, this guy wasn't doing it, because Altuve was getting shit on for it, and,
rightfully so.
Well, Correa was coming in, and he was like, no, like, I don't get why everyone's shitting on Altuve. He wasn't in approval with the banging on the trash cans. And I was like, yeah, but man, like, if you've got Altuve, an MVP, a vet who's been in Houston for, a good amount of years and he's probably one of the more respected guys in Houston.
Not anymore.
Well, yeah, exactly. But even if he's not doing it, he'd probably be able to say something like, "Yo, fuck off with the trash cans."
Yeah, you think he was just like, if he didn't like it, he probably would have said something, and I think it would have came to a crashing halt. But yeah, I mean, if you try to convince me that he wasn't mic'd up in that game when he hit the walk-off against Chapman, you're not going to convince me of it. Like, the fact that he's running around saying, "Don't rip my jersey off."
Who hits a walk-off? Who hits a walk-off home run against Aroldis Chapman in the ALCS to send your team to the World Series, and then runs straight past your team who's waiting for you at home plate into the dugout, change your shirt, and come back out? That makes no sense at all.
Yeah, and then your excuse for doing so was that you said your wife doesn't like when you have your shirt off. Then if you're to look at Jose Altuve's Instagram, he has a bunch of shirtless pics. And then his excuse was that he had a bad tattoo done with his daughter. It was a bad tattoo, and he didn't want anyone to show it, and it was his daughter's name with a rose. I don't know how bad you can exactly fuck up a tattoo of a name, unless it's spelled wrong. But even then, like, who gives a shit? It's that little of a tattoo.
Yeah, no one's looking at it and being like, "Oh my god, this takes away from the fact that they're going to the
Nobody's
World Series."
looking at a fucking little chest tattoo after you just hit a walk-off bomb in the ALCS against the best closer in the game. And then did you see the look on Chapman's face after he hit it? Even Chapman's like, "Nah, there's no way he was sitting.
Dude,
there's no way he's sitting on that shit."
It was a slider.
He's sitting on a slider and takes a fucking yard on me? Yeah, get the fuck out.
Like far. Like that ball was hit far.
Oh, it was a bomb.
And then in the World Series against the Dodgers. So 2017.
Yeah.
Kershaw, I saw a stat. I don't remember how many it was exactly. It was in the 60s. Kershaw in that series threw 60, I think it was like 66 curveballs. And Clayton Kershaw has the nastiest curveball in the MLB. And he threw 66 of them, or something like that, in the World Series against Houston, and Houston didn't have a single swing and miss on it. I don't care if you're the most patient team in the league. If Clayton Kershaw throws you 66 curveballs, I guarantee you're swinging and missing at least one of them. And they didn't do it once because they knew it was coming in. There's no way you can watch all those. Just be like, "Oh no, we were super patient, had a great eye." Like, are you fucking kidding me?
No, there's no way you're gonna miss one eventually. Like, it doesn't matter how good of a hitter you are. Like, you're gonna miss one eventually. All the good hitters miss. Like, it's just part of the game, right?
That's how it goes.
I mean, and like there's so many people in that Houston team I already didn't like to begin with. Like Bregman, I can't stand that guy. Correa, I'm not the biggest fan of. There's some people on that team, like, I want to know how much they actually had, like, involvement in it. Like, someone like Verlander, I really like Verlander, and I'd like to know how much, like, I don't think many of the pitchers had much to do with it, but,
Probably
I mean,
not.
are they really going to complain with a lead? Like, I don't blame them really for not complaining about it, because you're giving them a lead, right?
Exactly. But it definitely benefit them.
Yeah, but they are, that organization is just a bunch of greasy scumbags.
At this point, dude, like, I agree with you, because when it came to 2017, to me, the Dodgers are the Yankees of the NL. Like, I don't like them, and I don't know why. It's just I don't like them. And but so in that 2017 World Series, I was cheering for the Astros to beat the Dodgers. Like, in Game 7, I was fired up when they teed off. I was like, this is awesome. But now that all this news came out, I was like, I agree with Cody Bellinger. They stole a ring from the Dodgers.
Oh, 100%.
Especially in a series like that. A series like that, man, where it goes to Game 7. You're like, wow, that's probably one of the best World Series to ever happen. And now you got to put a big old asterisk by it.
Well, that just shows you how good that Dodgers team is, too, that they took a team that's cheating, like, badly, to 7 games.
Well, the thing is, dude, they could only cheat at home because their road stats, their average at home and their average on the road, it was almost like 200 points that separated them.
That's
and
ridiculous.
that right there, like, that obviously doesn't help their case either. Like, obviously, playing at home for any sports team, like most teams would enjoy that more than playing on the road. You get like your odd guy here and there that's like, nah, I like playing on the road, it's less pressure, whatever. But at home, like especially in the World Series, you're waiting until you come home, and
Yeah.
you're not gonna tell me, oh yeah, we hit 350 at home just because we like playing at home better. Then when on the road at Dodger Stadium, tough place to play, we hit 150. There's no way.
No, not a chance.
Especially when you're not swinging and missing at 66 Clayton Kershaw curveballs.
Yeah, and especially the GM saying like, "Oh, this is irrelevant. We would have won anyway." I don't think so. I think your facts are a little wrong on that one, but you never know.
Well, that just raises another question. If you actually believe that you were good enough to win without cheating, then why did you cheat in the first place?
Like, yeah,
if there was no need for it, why'd you do it? Yeah, it made no sense.
Exactly. Like, Patriots are so good. Why are they deflating balls? Am I right?
Okay, fuck off. What? That's just out of pocket.
Yeah, that was a low blow. My bad. We do have a question to go along with this topic. It's who is your front? It was asked by Brendan. Who's your front runner to win the World Series next season and why?
Personally, I mean, if it's this season, like if the season does happen this year, as much as I hate to say it, and I hate to say this more, I hate to say that I think the World Series is going to be Yankees versus Dodgers. Like, I hate to say that flat out, and then to pick a team that I have to want to win, no chance. I'm probably going to watch the series, but at the same time, like, whoever wins, I literally don't give a shit. I think I'd be more mad if the Yankees won it just because they're an AL team. And it would be nice for the Dodgers, too, just because, you know, they got the ring stolen from them in 2017. But I think it's going to be the Yankees at this point.
Yeah. I think Toronto Blue Jays, 2020 World Series champions.
That's a hot take.
Yeah, I'm just fucking with you. I'm picking the Dodgers, and that's just because I want to see them get their redemption. I want them to get their ring. So yeah, I'm going with the Dodgers.
My sleeper pick though is Minnesota. They made some pretty good moves this. Yeah. Okay. They made some pretty good moves this offseason, and I'm a huge Josh Donaldson fan, so I think he's gonna have a crazy year at the plate. So that's my sleeper pick. Just anybody but Houston, man. I don't want Houston to come in and be like, see, like we won the World Series, we didn't cheat this year, we told you. Like, no, I want them to go like 73-89 or something.
I just want them to miss the playoffs.
Yeah, no, that would make me super happy.
I don't think they will because I still think they're a half decent team. Like
without cheating, I still think they are a good team.
I think like take the garbage banging out of it. Like I still think they're a good team. So I think they could contest for maybe a wild card spot.
Yep.
But yeah, I would. Nothing would make me more happy than to see them miss the playoffs. And then I mean, you're not gonna convince anybody at that point in time that they didn't cheat, which would be great.
Dude, at this point, fuck them. Just fuck them.
Yeah, they're the scum of the earth in the MLB right now.
They're the A-Rod of a team. If you're not a fan, see you later.
They have now entered like Alec A-Rod, Barry Bonds territory.
Yeah, you might as well. Yeah. Come on, Astros. Just all of you, just take roids next time.
Why is it that baseball always produces the most hated people in sports?
It's just such a it's kind of like it's like a gentleman's game. That's why this whole using the technology to steal signs. Stealing signs, don't get me wrong, has been a part of baseball since baseball's, been around.
It happens all the time.
Yeah, sign stealing is not exclusive to the 2017 season, but it's just the way they did it. If you get a guy on second base and he looks in at the catcher and he picks up on the sign, when the pitcher's going to throw a changeup, and he relays that to his dugout, so the next time a guy gets on second and he somehow tips his batter, that's so different than having a camera out in center field, zooming in on the catcher, relaying the signs to the dugout, banging on a trash can to tell your batter. Part of the game is having that split-second reaction from the time the pitch is thrown to the plate, and you in that split second, you have to determine if it's a fastball, curveball, whatever pitch, and then where it's going to be, and then you hit it.
Yeah.
So if you know what pitch is coming in, it helps so much. It makes it would make the game so much different.
Oh, you know
Just
exactly where the ball's moving and stuff like that. The speed it's coming in at, like
and
you can
Mike
time it
Trout,
perfectly.
exactly. And Mike Trout, the best player in baseball, and probably the most respected guy as well in baseball, just because, I mean, there's nothing to hate about him. If he's saying I lost respect for some of those guys, it'd be a lot more, baseball would be a lot more fun if I knew what was coming in, then you really know you fucked up.
Oh yeah, I mean the commissioner of the MLB is a moron, but I think if you got if you got Mike Trout saying he's lost respect for you, like you really fucked up.
No, I agree.
That'd be like if Crosby said like that about an NHL team. He'd be like, "Shit, I really fucked up here."
Yeah, I mean Ovi would probably be like, "Dude, I don't care." But other than that, yeah. Well, I guess that kind of leads us into topic 2.
Topic 2. Yeah, I asked you this the other day. I wanted you to think of this because I don't know why I was thinking about this, but I thought it'd be a good topic for us to talk about on the podcast. It's your top 5 Canadian sports moments, like kind of in your lifetime.
Yeah, I came up with my top 5, and they actually, the farthest I go back is 2010, and I think it was 2010. When was the Golden Goal? Was it 2010?
Yep, 2010.
Yeah. So that's as far back as I go. And when you ask me like top 5 Canadian moments, that is so like, I bet you it depends on your age too, but a lot of people would have different opinions on that. So I just picked the top 5 to me personally. So I'll just name them and then I'll rank them for you.
Yeah.
So I got the Jose Bautista bat flip, the Raptors winning the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
The Kawhi bounce.
Yeah.
Toronto FC's first MLS Cup.
Mm-hmm.
And the Golden Goal. So that's not the order in which, like, that's not how I ranked them 1 to 5. At number 5, I have Toronto FC winning the MLS Cup. Okay. And, like, I'm not a huge soccer guy at all. Like, God, no. I never watched soccer, right?
Yeah.
But I went to an MLS game. It was Toronto FC back in 2017.
Yeah.
And man, the atmosphere there was unbelievable.
Yeah, like, I've heard soccer environments like to watch live, I've heard is absolutely insane.
It's awesome, man. Like I've been to the Cup final in Detroit, the ALDS in Toronto.
Not a big
deal. And a close third is the MLS regular season game. Like it was unbelievable, dude. They were like, I didn't know anything about the team. I didn't know like how they were doing in the standings, anything. They won 4-0, so I'm assuming they were pretty freaking good. And then they won the MLS Cup. So then I was like, oh yeah, they are pretty good. But that comes in number 5 to me, just because like I experienced that season, and then I watched them throughout the playoffs, and it was actually pretty cool. And then at number 4, again, hockey to me. I never played hockey. It was the one sport I wanted to play as a kid, but just never did. And so number 4 is the Golden Goal for me. I was also 10 years old, dude. I was literally just watching because I didn't even understand what the Olympics were at that point. I was just watching just to watch.
No, you didn't. Just disrespect. That's disrespectful.
Well, the top 3 mean way more to me than that Golden Goal did.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Coming in at number 3, I have the Kawhi bounce.
Okay.
And, I mean, I don't even have to explain that. I think if you're listening to this podcast and you don't know what I'm talking about, get your shit together and look it up on YouTube. This was, like, unbelievable. But it was early on in the playoffs. If that was like to win the East, this would easily be number 2.
You could put up an argument for that buzzer beater almost being better than the championship. Like that was insane.
I mean it definitely set the tone. When he made that shot, I was like, this is the Raptors year.
This is for real. Yeah, you're like, this is for real.
And then number 2, I have Joey Bats, the bat flip.
Okay.
That was that. I was back and forth between the Raptors championship and Joey Bats, between 1 and 2. Um, but I mean, like, if the Jays ended up winning the World Series, then Joey Bats would have been number 1 for sure. But
Hmm.
oh my god, man, that was the most, it was the most electric play, I think, in Canadian sports
Yeah.
history.
I actually did not watch that live. I remember I was in study hall in high school because we used to do that.
Because you were a big study guy, so it makes sense.
big books guy. But we had every Wednesday we had study hall for like the hockey team. We had study hall, so we got together for an hour at the school. Like I think at like 6, we'd do like homework, and if we needed help with anything, we had a couple smart guys like Squeaks and Franco would really help us out with like math and like all that stuff. I always needed help.
All the maths.
All the math stuff, and then numbers and all that bullshit that never helped. Anyway, so that night was game 5, and so I wasn't actually able to watch it, but a couple of us who aren't big school guys were listening to it on our laptops and listening to it live, acting like we were doing homework. And I remember I actually jumped out of my seat when I heard the swing and a drive, and yeah, I jumped out of the seat, and coach was like, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, nothing.
Just got a math question right.
Yeah, I just got really excited about this division question I just answered.
5 times 5 actually does equal 25. Been working on it for an hour, no big deal. I'll go back to it.
9 plus 10 does equal 21. But yeah, sorry to interrupt you there.
No, dude, that's perfect. Yeah. Anyway, number 1. I mean, Raptors winning the NBA Finals. Because how many times did they break our hearts leading up to actually winning?
Dude, it's like, typical Canadian sports fashion.
Dude, oh my god. DeMar, I loved having DeMar in Toronto, but I'm sorry, like, if you thought the Raptors were going to win a championship, if they just left Kyle and DeMar together to run the whole offense, then...
Not a chance.
Because when people were mad about the DeRozan trade, like, I was kind of like, man, like, that'd be like if the Jays traded Jose Bautista in like 2016 or something like that. Like, it's just like the heart and soul of the team gets traded, and you're kind of like, man. But like at the same time, I was like, yeah, but look who they're bringing in. Like, at least give the guy a chance.
Yeah,
and then he goes
for sure.
Comes in for 1 season, wins a championship. Yeah. And like, as much as I did love DeMar, but like watching like playoff after playoff, as soon as they would reach the conference finals or just play the Cavaliers, you could just tell that it was going to take a lot more than just Lowry and DeRozan together, because they were dominant in the regular season, and like they were fun to watch. But at the same time, once playoff time came around, they were like, oh shit, like now we got to do everything. And they were going for like 30 points each a night, and it just wasn't working out. And then, they bring in Kawhi, and last year it wasn't only Kawhi. I just think they had a great overall team, and this year is kind of proving that too. With the 2 seed in the East. So I just think I think Nick Nurse is an unreal coach.
Coach of the year.
Yeah, 100%. And then I also just think that they were built more for the playoffs than they were just kind of relying on Lowry and DeRozan.
Yeah. I like that list. I think I shared my disagreement about where you place the golden goal.
Yeah, I'm about to get roasted on the golden goal thing for sure.
Yeah, that's fucked up. That's so disrespectful.
Dude, I don't care.
All right. So my top 5. I'm gonna go number 5. I'm gonna go Joe Carter walk-off home run to win the World Series.
You weren't even alive for that.
Wasn't that 98?
Dude, it was 92 and 93. They won their only World Series.
I'm gonna add that because I don't know what else to add, and I mean that's why I put it at number 5, because I wasn't born for it. But
you asked me in my lifetime my top 5 Canadian sports moments, so I just named off and got roasted for my top 5 from 2010.
No,
and you're coming at me with Joe Carter.
You got roast. I got pissed because you put the golden goal at what, 4? You fucker. Anyway.
All right. So you got Joe Carter, because you definitely saw that.
I've seen the highlights of it, so
Yeah,
I mean,
okay.
I've seen the highlights of my lifetime. So technicality, it's at 5, dickhead.
Okay, fine. I
So
like
yeah,
it. I'm not saying
so
I disrespect it.
Joe Carter walk off World Series, because I mean, when you're a kid playing baseball, what do you dream of doing?
Hitting a walk-off in the World Series.
Walk off, Grand Slam, World Series. That's when you're a kid. That's what you dream of doing. So
Yeah.
I mean, so that's my fifth. My fourth, I'm gonna go with the Kawhi bounce.
Oh, that's so. Are you kidding me, dude? How is that not top 3?
Just let me finish. 4 is Kawhi bounce, just because, I mean, you can make an argument for any one of these being your number 1 Canadian moment, but I'm gonna put it at number 4. Okay. It was insane though, because I remember I was like, you know how you sometimes you can do a squat, and it looks like if you were laying on your back, you'd look like a woman giving birth. I was doing that squat in my living room when he shot it. And then when it went in, I jumped straight up in the air and made a beeline for my kitchen, just screaming, "Ah!" But yeah, so that's number 4. Number 3, I have Joey Bat's bat flip.
Yeah.
Then number 2, I have Raptors championship.
Okay.
That, I mean, you can make an argument for that being number 1 too, just because that's honestly a moment I still look at it and I'm like, I'm gonna remember that moment forever, and it's gonna become one of those moments of like, where were you at when the Raptors won the championship? And I remember downtown. I remember we were downtown at Scotia Square, and I still have the video on my phone from us going absolutely like that whole place going absolutely insane.
Dude, I had the biggest headache that night. Oh my god, my head was killing me that night, and because I had a cold, I remember, and like my eyes were just like beaming, they were so sore, and then they won the championship, and that just didn't matter.
Oh yeah, no, it didn't. I mean, my feet were killing me from standing there. Yeah. But when they won and everyone went nuts, that was like it was party time, and it was insane. Like I remember we all climbed right into my car. And we were just driving around the streets of downtown honking, and everyone's just, Raptors at 6. It was like, it was amazing. It was incredible.
You would have thought that they won in Halifax.
Yeah, you would have. Like, it was insane.
Yeah, it was awesome.
So yeah, that's my number 2, and my number 1, of course, because you're an idiot, is a golden goal. I mean, you can't set a stage better for fucking, I mean, I'm hockey's my number 1 sport, so of course it's my number 1 moment. I mean, you can't set a better stage. Canada versus U.S. in the Olympic final. It's in Canada. OT winner. And, of course, who else scores it but Sidney Crosby? I mean, like, you can't write that stuff. I remember being in school, too. We were watching that in school. Like, school's basically shut down for the day. But we were in the class with the game on the projector watching it. And, like, that's another one where you're like, where were you when this happened? Like, it's just those are like, it's magical moments.
I was in Logan's apartment, and oh, by the way, happy 21st, kid.
Yes,
Logan
happy 21st birthday, buddy.
Since I can't see you today because we're in like quarantine and everything, happy birthday. I was in his apartment, and we were sitting there watching, and I'm not gonna lie to you, as a kid, I was an Ovi guy. And yeah.
Of course you were. You had fucking the golden goal at number 5, asshole.
I had Toronto FC at number 5, bro.
Or number 4.
Fuck
move to Russia, you psychopath.
I was an Ovi over Sid guy. And honestly now, like, I don't do that. I don't do that anymore. Like, I'm not like, I hate this player and I like this player. The only guy... No, I won't get into it, but...
I know where you're going with that.
Yeah, so... I was an Ovi guy, so when Crosby scored, I was like, it's not even that big of a deal, And obviously, it's a pretty big deal. But, like, now that I'm, like, old and know what I'm talking about, older... it was a pretty big deal, but it's still number 4 for me, okay? Because at the time I didn't go ape shit like I did the other top 3.
All right.
So if you wanted an explanation as to why it was so low, that's why.
I mean, I still to this day love watching like sports highlights. Like if I'm bored, I'll throw some highlights on like YouTube
Perfect
on
time
the TV
of
or
year
something
to
like
do
that. And like honestly, like if I watch the golden goal, I still get chills. Like I still get goosebumps watching it. So that'll always be number one for me, I think.
Oh,
That's
I mean, it's not a bad pick. I'm not gonna rip on you like you did me, but that was a great moment. Don't get me wrong. It's in my top 5. I could have said something like, "Oh, the Raptors win their first regular season game of the 2014 season." I'm not putting that over it.
I mean, like I said, you could make an argument for all 5 to be number 1.
They were all great moments. Yeah.
I did feel a little disrespect that you didn't have a golden goal in the top 3, but we can move on from that.
Okay, thanks. But yeah, that's your number 1.
Yep.
And that's a good top 5. That's a good top 5, even though number 5 is completely irrelevant to the question you asked me. I still...
Like I said, I saw the highlight in my lifetime. It's in my lifetime. So...
Okay. That's very fair.
And the highlight's pretty cool if you ask me, so...
Okay. Well, yeah, actually, it's a good time right now to watch, like, cool highlights. Because, I mean, Sportsnet's posting Jays games from the 2015 season. And because, like, you know, that's the only ones that are kind of worth watching recently.
Yes. As soon as they throw on the Kawhi bounce, I'll be watching that.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But same with the bat flip game. But, like, I forgot just how special that 2015 season was for the Jays. Because they showed a regular season game in June from 2015 the other day. Mm-hmm. And it was the game where Marco Estrada was pitching a perfect game into the 8th. And with 1 out in the 8th, there was Logan Forsythe popped it up into foul territory. Donaldson's running over, dives 3 rows deep into the seats, and absolutely destroys a kid in the process. Have you seen the video of that?
Oh yeah,
it's crazy, dude. The kid literally goes from like standing up, staring straight up at the ceiling at the ball, to like on the floor, like nothing in between. You don't even see him fall. You just see Donaldson make contact, and then there's no kid there. And I was like, he made that catch. And I remember I was watching the game because I was at home, and I'm watching that game. It's an afternoon game on a weekday. And I'm sitting there, and he makes that catch. And I reacted as if it was like the Joey Bats bat flip. Like, I was like, are you kidding me? Because most guys just run over to the wall to, like, say they made an effort at it. And Donaldson leaps in and makes that catch. And I was like, oh my God. And then they zoom in on the replay, and I see the kid go from like standing up perfectly to just on the ground in -3 seconds. I was like, Donaldson didn't even check if he was okay. Like he just stood up and smiles, holds the glove in the air, and the parents like standing over the kid like, oh my God. Are you alive? But no, like they've been showing games like that all week, and it's like, honestly, it's almost better than the actual seasons being played out right now, because you're not going to see shit like that if you're just watching a regular season game. So it's actually kind of, it's a point where I'm like, all right, bring sports back. Like, I got nothing to watch on TV, but at the same time, the sports that they are showing right now are actually, they're big games. They're all really like entertaining games.
Yeah. And
I watched the Patriots win the 2003 Super Bowl again.
Oh, there you go. Isn't in 2015, wasn't that Jays team? They weren't doing so hot until the trade deadline, wasn't it? Like they were doing okay.
Yeah, 100%. It was Donaldson. Donaldson was having obviously an MVP season, and I think he kind of like he probably drove management to go out and make some moves.
And then Anthopoulos went nuts.
Yeah, dude, he brings in everybody, and but I think like that started with Donaldson. For sure. Yeah. Donaldson was like, look, I'm having an MVP caliber season. You got to bring in some guys, and let's make a run for this. Because I think they were like 43 and 48 at one point.
They were like 500, I think, at that point.
They were close to 500, but they were a couple games back. Because I remember them showing it on Sportsnet, and they were like, oh, yeah, they were 43 and 41 at this point, or whatever it was. And since all the moves that they made, they're 41 and 14. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah, that was, yeah. Imagine how nice it'd be to still have Anthopoulos. Yeah. That one still burns a lot. I don't like Mark Shapiro at all. But you know what? You gotta live with what you got, and we still do have Vladdy and Bo, so you never know. We could do something. But yeah, that 2015 season was crazy.
The 2015 one was a good one. That was their year to kind of win a World Series, and
yeah, it was that year a bust.
To look now and be like, they lost to the Kansas City Royals. You're like, wait, the 47 win Kansas City Royals? No, dude. Kansas City Royals were a dominant team back then too.
Oh, they were good.
Like the 2015, 2016 years, it was unfortunate for the Jays because if the Jays had that roster now with all those guys in their prime, I think they probably win a World Series. If those guys are in their prime. If they sign all the same guys from before and they sign them now, and like they're not in their prime, they'd probably get stomped. But that was like kind of their years to do it. When they didn't, it was kind of disappointing. But like, I'm kind of looking forward to the 2021 to 2025 span. I think they're gonna go off in that span.
Yeah, I think they got one of the most promising teams for the future wise in the MLB with the player Vladdy, Bo, Biggio, Gurriel, like the list goes on. I love Rowdy Tellez too. I love that guy. he's gonna go off one year for like he's gonna hit like 40 bombs one year. I swear to God, he's awesome.
Oh yeah, he has the potential to do it for sure.
And like Danny Jansen, I like him too. I think they really need to get their starting pitching down. And that guy they signed from the Dodgers, that's a really good step.
Ryu, yeah, I like him. Or I like his potential. Good. I haven't seen him pitch yet for the Jays, but
he could be dog shit and blow out his elbow in the first game. You never know.
No, you gotta have the hopes for it though.
Yeah, there's hoping.
So, yeah, no, 100%. I think the future in Toronto is actually really good, and I think you'll see that in a couple of years. The only thing I'm worried about is if they don't make a run at it before like 2022, 23. You're getting into the range where you start having to pay like Biggio and Jansen and Guerrero and Bichette. And if you have to start paying big bucks for them, signing other free agents, big name free agents, is going to be tough. So,
yeah. My hot take for this year for the Jays is that Vladdy's going to hit 30 to 40 bombs, and either him or Bo will finish in the top 10 for MVP voting.
Okay.
That's my hot take for this year.
Yeah, I mean, it's not an unreasonable take. I'll write it down and we'll get back to that later on.
Yeah.
See how you do.
Throw that in the vault.
Yeah, exactly. So I guess we have some questions
we can move on.
here.
Move on to the questions.
So we got some questions here from some listeners. I'll let you take actually, I'll read it out because I know you have a decent answer for it apparently, and I have no idea what the question's asking, so I'm just going to leave it for you. The first question is submitted by Brennan, and he wants to know, go to Subway meal? Yes, I read that correctly. Go to Subway meal? Follow-up question, go to wing sauce. Haji, what?
So some people are going to think I'm an absolute psycho for doing this, but I get a Subway melt. That's my go-to Subway meal. It's toasted, foot long, Italian herbs and cheese. Sounds normal so far, right? So now we get down to the vegetables and the sauces. And I'll get a little bit of lettuce. I used to not get any lettuce. That's the fucked up part. So now I get a little bit of lettuce. Like I just want you to sprinkle some. Don't give me a fucking handful after handful. Like when they put when they put 3 handfuls of lettuce on my sub, I'm pissed. Like face is beet red. I'm so mad. So yeah, a little bit of lettuce, and then I don't know about you, but I love when the sauce is like overpowering my sandwich. So like I love when like there's so much mayo on it that I take a first bite, it's like shooting out of the back end like someone's got hot diarrhea. Like I love it. Just give me as much mayo. Like I want artery clog level mayo on my sub. Some people probably think I'm fucked for that, but Like, I know Daggle thinks I'm so fucked. And whenever I go to Subway with Daggle, he's like, "Oh, you get any fucking Subway to go with or you get any sub to go with your mayo?" I'm like, funny, Daggle. You said that 20 times. Said that every day in fucking high school. Wasn't funny then. It's not funny now. That's my sub. Follow up. Go to wing sauce. I'm gonna have to go buffalo. I love buffalo sauce or ranch. Buffalo or ranch. One of those two.
Oh my god, dude. I am such an idiot. I read that so wrong.
Oh no, what did you think?
It says go to Subway meal. Like when you go to Subway, what's your go-to? I read it as go to Subway meal rather than go to Subway. I was like, where the fuck is Subway meal? And where the fuck is wing sauce?
Oh my god, that's almost as bad as remember the fucking big spoon or little spoon?
Yeah,
and you're like, I prefer to use.
I stir my coffee with a little spoon. No, okay. Well, now that I understand what's going on.
Thank God I went first.
Dude, when you were going, like, I was like, oh my god. Like, as soon as you started answering the question, I was like, oh no. I was like, I read that completely wrong. So my go-to Subway meal is, I like the steak and cheese.
Oh, okay, good pick.
Yeah, steak and cheese on Italian. Load up on lettuce, cucumber.
No, wait. Let me pause you right there. Are you a 2-handful lettuce guy? Or are you like, just give me the normal amount of fucking lettuce?
I just say lettuce, and then whatever they do, I'm like, yeah, it's probably fine. I'm
Okay.
in it for the steak, but I just throw veggies on there to like make it look, reasonable. And then I'll get lettuce, cucumber. I'll maybe throw some spinach on there if I'm bored. And then I'll just say, barbecue sauce. But like a normal amount of barbecue sauce. Like I don't want that shit squirting out the back like you like your mayo.
Love it. I love it. So you just get extra. You can dab it. You can dab where you're about to bite in the mayo and get some more on there. It's great.
No, I got your reasoning. It was just, it was kind of fucked. But my go-to wing sauce, I start out, when we go to like Eastside Mario's for all-you-can-eat wings, I start out with hot. But I find hot, like it's the same amount of wing, so it doesn't fill me up faster. But I just find like when I'm eating hot, like I just get tired of them quicker, so I'll drop it down to medium. And then I like to go with a mix of like hot and honey garlic to finish it off. My last plate. So yeah, those are my go-to Subway meals and go-to wing sauce. Not my go-to Subway meal. Go-to, I don't know. I read it really fucked. I read it as like he wants me to go to Subway meal and he wants me to go to wing sauce. So that's why I was super confused at first. I was like, what is this guy asking? But I get it now.
Yeah, I can't wait till this fucking quarantine thing is over and we can go back out for wing nights. Oh, I miss wing nights so bad. It's such a good time, man.
No, I'm 100% with you there. But I felt bad for Hannah last week when you said that's your top one thing that you miss. Quarantine. It's wing night with the boys.
I've still been hanging out with her. I've still been hanging out with her, so I didn't consider her as something that like I miss because I still see her.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good then. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not a bad boyfriend. If anybody thought that after watching the first epi. So our next question, is submitted by Morgan. Do you eat KD with a fork or a spoon?
Oh,
Bolton?
dude. I eat it with a fork personally. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I've never seen anyone eat it with a spoon, dude.
What, a normal human being?
Are you?
You can get so much. Why do you need to? Yeah, why do you need to stab it though? Just get a scoopful.
I don't stab it.
So you're just scooping it with a fork, where you can just scoop it with a spoon, which is meant for scooping.
It comes off a fork way easier than it comes off a spoon, dude.
Well, we can agree to disagree. I think everyone just
we're
found
gonna
out
have
which
to
side.
agree to disagree.
We just I think everyone just found out which side we land on.
We're gonna put a poll up on the Instagram story, and we're gonna see what you guys think.
Great idea.
And then depending on what our answers are, one of us is gonna get roasted next week.
Yeah. Or one of us could.
I'm actually kind of excited for this now. I'm telling you right now, more people eat it with a fork.
I mean, if you think so. I mean, I'm also the guy that microwaves Katie. I don't know how crazy that is, but
what? Wait, what? Out of the box, you microwave it?
Yeah, because you can do it on the oven or you can do it in the microwave, and I'm telling you that out of the microwave is extremely underrated.
I microwave like the KD cups. Obviously, you're not going to throw that on a stove; it would just melt. But I've never microwaved like boxed KD.
All right, how about for your next box of KD, you microwave it, and for the next box I eat, I'll use a fork and see what happens.
That's two completely different things, dude. Yours is way easier than mine. I'm about to ruin a box of KD, and you're just about to eat it with a different utensil.
Not gonna. Why does everybody who I tell that I microwave my KD, everybody tells me I'm ruining it. I'm not ruining it. This is one of the things I'm gonna need you to trust me. It's so good. You'll love it.
Sounds.
I'll walk you through it. I'll walk you through how to make it, and you're gonna love it.
Okay. All right. Whatever. Let's move on from that because we're gonna get an Instagram story out of that one. I like that question.
Yeah, that was a good one. I didn't think we were gonna get so heated.
Our final question. By the way, we did receive actually a really good amount of questions. But we're up. You know, we choose our top 3 every week, and we put the other questions in a bank for the following week. So, our final question here is from Christian, and he wants to know which of you is going to finish higher in our FedEx Cup standings. So, a little backstory for this question first. Haji and I are in a kind of a golf group chat, I guess, with four other friends of ours, and we downloaded WGT Golf. If you're a golfer, I highly recommend the app. And it's quite just fun. It's a simulated phone app, like it's a golf game, and it's super fun. You can play like Pebble Beach, St. Andrews, a bunch of classic courses.
That's a bitch of a course.
Yeah. And we keep our ranks, so we do Pro-Am, so we pick a course, we play it 4 times, whatever our final score is. It goes towards our FedEx Cup standings, and me and Haji are kind of battling it out right now for last place.
We're battling for who's worse.
We're having our own kind of like competition on the side, because you got like Christian and Jordan, and they're shooting like minus 14s, and then you got me and Haji.
First of all, Jordan is playing on rookie, okay? Like, how the hell did he shoot minus 14 on that course?
At St. Andrews, are you kidding me? Pros don't even shoot minus 14 at St. Andrews.
I was like, Christian, I'll give him a golf clap for that one. Like, bravo. -4, that's respectable. But minus 14? I saw that today. I was like, are you fucking kidding me? Oh my god. I couldn't believe it.
So that's where like the leaders are sitting at minus 14, minus 10, floating around there.
And then there's me and Haji. 15.
Then there's me and Haji who chirp each other when one of us shoots plus 16 and the other guy shoots plus 15. So we're kind of we're having our own kind of competition with it. If you're asking me who I think is going to finish higher in the overall standings, I would say Haji's going to answer the question first.
My pick is Ryan Abraham. I'm just joking. Well, let's add to this little side bet for however long this goes. Let's throw $20 on this thing for whoever finishes first in the FedEx Cup standings.
Not first. Neither of us are going to finish first. Whoever finishes
Jesus,
higher.
yeah. I'm actually playing on All-Star difficulty. I don't know about Jordan over there. But whoever finishes higher out of me and you, $20 to the winner.
Deal.
Alrighty, there you go.
All right, virtual handshake.
Yeah,
Corona's restricting our actual ability to shake hands right now. I'll give you an elbow tap on it.
Should we just spit in our hand and then sit here like two dumbasses?
No, I'm just gonna give you an elbow tap through the phone here.
Yeah, that works. But yeah, so Jordan, you keep playing on rookie. Christian, I respect your -4, and Squeaks and Abesy, me and Fulton are not gunning for you, so you're fine. It's just between us two.
Also, to end off our question segment here, I just wanted to say, first of all, thank you to everybody who did submit questions. We enjoy answering these questions, and I hope you guys like the answers to them. And it's easy. Every week before our pods, we throw up a question thing, I guess, in our Instagram story, and you can ask us whatever, or even throw in a topic. It doesn't have to be a question, just a topic you want us to talk about on the show. We're definitely open to it. So just keep your eye on the Instagram story, and if you want a question like these, it can be as easy as go to wing sauce, or it can be something you want to know, like Brendan asked, who we think is going to win the World Series. Anything. We'll throw that up in the doc probably 2 days before our pods, which we record on Sundays. So just if you're into it, feel free to submit a question whenever you see a story like that.
Yeah, and it can be anything you want. Like, it doesn't have to be sports related. Like, it can be some random topic. Like, I mean, if you think you want to hear us talk about it, or you want to hear someone's opinion on it, I mean, it gives us something to talk about. Really doesn't matter what the topic is. I mean, you can also do it on Twitter if that works better. Like, just shoot us a DM message. It doesn't even have to be when we share the story.
100%.
You can just DM us. We'll put it in the doc. And if we don't get to it that next episode, it's in the vault, and we'll definitely answer it at some time. And we appreciate any questions that we really appreciate.
Yeah, and so yeah, we just recently actually got accepted onto Apple Podcasts. And
Hold for applause.
We got our first review back. Haji, if you wanna
So yeah, so the title of the review was "Fuck Bakers," from the Ultimate Spartan. The review says, huge fan of bakeries, not of bakers, disappointed with the baker related takes, but overall great show. Listening cured my food poisoning.
Wow.
Well, Spartan, I'm glad to hear we helped you with your food poisoning. And keep listening. We're never going to talk about bakers again. But yeah, thank you for the review. And that actually, I don't know if you want to let them know about how much that helps us. I'll let you do that.
Yeah, sure. So again, we appreciate any reviews we get. Good, bad, whatever, constructive criticism, whatever it is. If you go on to Apple Podcasts and you look up our show, Pylons with Opinions, it'll take you to our page. And if you scroll down a bit, you'll see 5 empty stars. If you click on the 5th star, hopefully, or whatever star you want to rate our show, we'd appreciate that. And then right below that, it says write a review. And again, if you'd like to write a review of our show and what you think, we also very much appreciate that. Not only does it help us when we make another show, but it also moves us up, and we'll be put on people's discover pages and whatever. So it helps us grow. So yeah, if you had even a minute out of your day just to write a review, whether you say, hey, great job, or fuck Tom Brady, or fucking Rodgers, we don't care. But yeah, no, that's just about it.
Yeah, and the best reviews or funniest ones we will read on the show. Like this one from the Ultimate Spartan. If you have any other funny ones like that you want to share, we will be sure to share it on the show.
Other than that, thank you everybody for tuning in here to episode 2. We hope to see you again next week, and if it's your second time from last week to this week, thank you again for tuning in. So Haji,
yeah,
finish us off here.
Yep, like you said, it's been another episode of Pylons with Opinions. Thank you to our listeners for tuning in once again. And remember to check us out on Twitter and Instagram at PylonsPod. That's, again, we'll say that's where you can reach us to submit any questions. And reminder that it is staff parking outside, and all other violators will be towed. Have a great week.